And today we are back with another ASMR video. Today we are back with yet another NFL predictions video. We are in week 11. I'm getting sadder and sadder as we go. We only have 7 weeks left of the NFL regular season, which is depressing. That being said, I'm super glad you are here. I'm super glad you have decided to join us tonight for the Week 11 NFL predictions. And if you're new to the channel and you're a fan of ASMR, ASMR gaming, ASMR rambling, ASMR sports, I highly recommend you subscribe to this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you hit that like button before you sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's video. So, we have Commanders and Dolphins. Well, let's back it up. Let's pump the brakes there for a second. Let's talk about last night's game. The Patriots move on to 9-2. They had a win over the New York Jets, and I know that you're gonna have to just take my word for it, but I did have the Patriots as probably 90-something%. I would venture to say this was probably 99% that Patriots winning this game. Not only that, I bet on Travion Henderson to have 2 touchdowns. He ended up having 3. If only I had bet on 3 touchdowns. I figured Travion Henderson had to have a breakout game at some point this year, and if it was going to be at any point, it was this week. And he had a lot of touchdowns. Justin Fields also, at least fantasy-wise, did pretty well. I didn't really pay attention. I didn't watch this game, but yeah, Patriots looking really good. They're 9-2. They do have, I did see where they have had a lot of wins against some weaker opponents. So I think their strength of schedule is not very good, but it takes a lot to be 9-2 in the NFL. I don't care how strong your schedule is. That's a good record in the NFL. Next up, we have Commanders and Dolphins. Wow, 81%. I mean, this is 2, 3, and 7 teams. 81% are on the Dolphins, and I think I will also be on the Dolphins just because, guys, very rarely are you going to see me bet on a backup quarterback. I know it is Marcus Mariota. I'm assuming Marcus Mariota is still the backup. I did see where somebody dropped him in fantasy, but I mean, obviously, why would you even start him? Chances are you got a better quarterback. If you're starting Marcus Mariota in fantasy, you've got bigger problems. Or actually, you've got a big problem, and it's Marcus Mariota starting. No hate to Marcus Mariota. I like Marcus Mariota, but that's just from a fantasy perspective. Your entire straits there. Yeah, give me the Dolphins in this. I don't know. I feel like Dolphins. Yes, they are 3-7, but they've won 2 out of their last 5. That doesn't sound too much better. Okay. Here we go. Panthers and Falcons. Falcons are 3-6. We have won 1 out of our last 4. I hope we lose this game. If we lose this game, Raheem is done. Out. Gone. I hope we lose this game because I want him gone, guys. I want him gone. Zach Robinson as well. Jeff Ulbrich. I like what he's done. I mean, he's got, we are now a defensive team somehow, and we have a top 5 wide receiver and a top 5 running back in the NFL, and who I think is a really good quarterback. I know that's not really the general consensus, but I don't see us getting swept by the Panthers. I mean, this is, of course, I want to lose this game. I know there's some Panthers fans that watch this game. I want to lose this game. And because I want to lose, we are going to win. And that's how it is. Okay. Bills and Bucks. Wow. Bills are still heavily favored in this game. Do they have the bounce back? Are the Bills overrated? Is Baker Mayfield better than Josh Allen? say a bounce back is on the way, and take the Buffalo Bills here. Crazy stuff. I would not have expected them to lay up that absolute stinker of a game last week against the Dolphins. They really screwed me over. Not gonna lie. Jags and Chargers. And I still believe in the Chargers. Wow, the Chargers are 7th. They've been just quietly winning games. I've said time and time again that I think Justin Herbert is a French elite. If he's not elite, then he is the best quarterback in the NFL that's not elite. He's like right there. He's right there. And I've always said this. And of course he's healthy this year, and now he's having his best year. Granted, he does have a lot of weapons. Amari Hampton, I don't think is back this week. I think he's back next week. But he's coming back soon, and that'll kind of give him a little bit more of a run game. Hopefully he comes back healthy, because he was kind of balling out before the deadline. Bears and Vikings. I guess I should talk about the Jaguars, but I do like the Jaguars. I do. They went out and they traded for. I mean, they have Travis Hunter as their wide receiver 3 at this point. They went out and traded for Jacoby Myers at the deadline. They're trying to win now, which they should be. Sorry, I'm filming this first thing in the morning, Friday morning. Anyways, Bears and Vikings. Give me the Bears. 63% say Vikings. Bears on a 4-1, won 4 out of the last 5. This makes no sense to me. Give me the Bears. Give me the over in this game, actually. These are like two incredibly gifted offensive-minded coaches. Yeah. Give me the over. Packers and Giants. I can't believe that this is 37%. That's baffling. That is baffling. We have Packers and Giants. I know, I keep going back, but reminder, the Falcons beat the Vikings. Just throwing that out there. And 63%. Okay, anyways. We have Giants and Packers. Oh, you know what? Jackson Dart is out, isn't he? I think he's out with a concussion. I think he is out with a concussion. Dart. Yeah, he's out with a concussion. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jameis Winston is starting. That's been the whole headline this whole week. Man, wouldn't it be funny if Jameis Winston went out there and beat the Packers? It would be funny. I don't think it'll happen. If he does, it's going to be because he threw 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Alright, moving on. Bengals and Steelers. I know I'm kind of going fast here. This might be a shorter video. Bengals and Steelers. What do we think? Man, I don't know what to think of either of these teams. Honestly, I know the no-brainer would be go Pittsburgh, but is Joe Burrow playing this week? I know he came back to practice, but I'm sure he's probably not playing, right? Yeah, he's still on IR. He hasn't even been activated. Yeah, give me the Steelers. All right. I know there's some Steelers fans that are like, "What, are you kidding me? Why did it take you that long?" Give me the Steelers. All right. We have Texans and Titans. The battle of the T's. Give me the Texans, obviously. Yeah, give me the Texans. Again, Texans have a really good defense, and the Titans have a really That's not a good matchup. Not a good matchup for the Titans. Cam Ward needs some help. He needs some help. I don't want to place judgments on Tennessee Titans quarterbacks without them drafting help, and that's exactly why I said they shouldn't have drafted Cam Ward. They weren't just a quarterback away. They needed more than just a quarterback. And I didn't think that Cam Ward was... I think they could have waited until next year. Like, they still have a 1-8. There's so many quarterbacks in this next draft. They could have waited, got one of them, and had Abdul Carter on their team, you know, or Travis Hunter, you know, whoever you thought was the top guy, and they probably still would have been 1-8, and they probably would be getting the first overall pick, or, you know, second or third overall pick for the second straight year. So, yeah, help is on the way though for the Titans. I feel like it's hard to live through these times when you're 1-8, but man, if you can just get through it and get to the other side, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Man, that was a big yawn. I just realized, like, I kind of spaced out for a second there. 49ers versus the Cardinals. Man, 10% Cardinals. Yo, I'm going Cardinals. I still just don't, like, I feel like this 49ers team is fake. I just feel like this 49ers team is fake. That's just how I feel. I feel like the meltdown is coming. If anything, I would expect a first round exit in the playoffs. Jacoby Brissett was looking nice against the Cowboys, but yeah, give me the Cardinals. Something tells me to take the Cardinals in this game. I don't see the 90 to 10%. Here we go. Now this is the game of the week right here. Holy. Seahawks and Rams. Yo. This is tough. I've been talking about the Seahawks being like my dark horse for a long time. I'm gonna take them here. And I guess they're not really the dark horse anymore. They're 7-2. They've got the best receiver in football this year. Actually, these are the two best receivers in football going against each other. This year, of course. I don't know. I don't want to say that they're the best receivers in football in general, but for this year, they are. So, yeah, give me Seattle. I think the Seattle team is really, really complete. They play really good football. They're fun to watch. Darnold hasn't really made very many mistakes. Man, I need to go drink a Juvie. Get some energy in here. But hopefully you guys are nice and relaxed. Moving on, we have Ravens and Browns. I'm not going to bet on the Browns. I'm just not going to pick the Browns. And I want to go ahead and say, as I've been saying, the Ravens are now 4-5 with a chance to be 5-5. I said that they would figure it out. And they'd make a run. And it looks like they are. This would be a chance for them to go 5-5. I wonder what their next games would be after this week. I'm about to go check. This is a must-win game for them, obviously. I feel like every game now is a must-win game for them. Let's see here. Ravens. So they have the Browns this week. They have the Jets next week, and the Bengals the week after that. Oh my God. So that's 3 straight wins right there. That is 3 straight wins. Should be. They gotta beat the Browns, so they would be 7-5. and then they play the Steelers, and then they play the Bengals again. So that could be 8-6. I think they'll be 8-6 going into their last 3 weeks. Assuming they lose to the one of those games, probably the Patriots. All right. Next up, we have Chiefs and Broncos. Another good matchup. Wow, the Chiefs are 5-4. 5-4 versus 8-2, and everybody's on the Chiefs. This is what we're doing. All right, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. The inevitable is coming, of course. If Jonathan Taylor does not win the MVP at this point, I don't know what we're doing with that. Just change it to the MVQ. Just change it to the MVQ and get it over with. Because Jonathan Taylor is the MVP of the year. There's not been a standout quarterback all year, at least at this point. Now, if the Chiefs went out and Patrick Mahomes is throwing for 300 plus yards every game, then sure, give it to Patrick Mahomes. But if the season ended today, give that award to Jonathan Taylor or change the name of the award. But yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. Broncos are, this is fake news. Fake news right here. Lions and Eagles. Yeah, give me the Lions in this. Another fake news right here. I'm just gonna. The Eagles, man. Jalen Hurts. I feel like they win their games and they control their games but they do not have the firepower to keep up with the Lions. They just don't. They don't. The Lions will win this game. In pretty convincing fashion, might I add. In pretty convincing fashion. And then, last but not least, we have the Cowboys and the Raiders. 89% on the Cowboys. The Raiders offense that puts up 15 points a game is going to put up 20 plus. And their defense is stout. Their defense is pretty stout. But they're not going to be able to outscore the Cowboys. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Alright, guys. There you have it. Those are my week 11 picks. I do want to go ahead and talk about fantasy a little bit. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but it is the trade deadline, and I am in a dynasty league. And I have Javonte Williams. Let's see, my record, I'm 3-7. I did have a trade. I traded George Kittle and George Pickens, so 2 Georges, for Kyle Pitts and a first-round pick next year. I'm in rebuild mode, and I want to get, I wanted to offload George Kittle before his fall-off happens. I think, he's aging. I don't want to think that, Travis Kelce is the norm. I think he could play until he's 36 or 37 like Travis Kelce has. Probably. Do I want to get a first-round pick going into next year? Absolutely. And I get Kyle Pitts, who is an unrestricted free agent. And as much as it pains me to say, I think he's going to be the next Kansas City Chiefs tight end. And it's going to be so hard to watch him go for 100 yards a game with Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be so hard to watch. But I know it's coming. So I went ahead and got Kyle Pitts before his, inevitable leaving Atlanta, going on and just being an absolute stud. And of course I get another first round pick for next year. I still want to get another first round, which is why I'm trying to trade Javonte Williams. I got offered Jahan Dotson is Hunter and a first-round pick for Mike Evans, Javonte Williams, and a third-round pick. I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I might take Evans out and see if he wants to do that. I don't even know. Mike Evans might be done. Like done. Apparently he's supposed to come back for the playoffs, but you know, he's gonna be 33. I feel like he does have he's 6'5". I feel like he could be like Devontae Adams, where he you know, he's always gonna have value because of his size. Like he can just like go up and get a ball because he's so tall. So I think I might take him out and offer that and see if he wants